I think the importance is evident in the technology that's in the vehicle. The vehicle is so advanced. It's the most advanced vehicle that's really out on the road. And if you take that vehicle and if you look at how it's designed, how it's built, how it's constructed, and if it's involved in a problem out on the road, then if somebody doesn't know about the technology, then this vehicle is going to surpass the techniques to actually rescue somebody out of it. Looking at the technology that's on today, not only for a first responder, but for anybody that's actually owning one of these cars and driving one of these cars, they might be repairing the cars, little things at home, and they should know that there are certain things that you can do and certain things that a professional needs to be trained to be able to work on these vehicles. As a non-firefighter, I learned many things that I had never even known was an issue when a first responder approaches one of these vehicles. It might be, like I said, I learned things about LNG and CNG, and I learned things about a hybrid car that I've been studying for 10 years that I didn't know how a first responder is going to have to look at it. That was kind of surprising to me.
Oh my gosh, it's very important to train our first responders on how to approach vehicles that are fueled by alternative fuel. So they've got to be knowledgeable in how to even go up to a vehicle that's been involved in a car accident that has alternative fuel, from identifying the vehicle as to whether or not it has alternative fuel, to how to, what foam to use. I just can't stress the importance of it enough. We've got to have our first responders not only to save lives of the passengers, but just as importantly, if not more importantly, save their lives. It could be an empty vehicle with no passengers in it. So our first responders are the ones that are at risk, and we've got to keep them safe.
It's absolutely critical that the first responders know how to properly deal with advanced technology vehicles. They show up on the scene of the accident, have to keep themselves safe, have to keep the occupants of the car safe, have to be able to extract them and do it all safely. And then they have to deal with all of the media questions about safety of the vehicle and is it really safe to drive these cars.
I think this first responder training is way overdue. We've got so many vehicles out there and have for a number of years. And it's really time that we took this and brought it into an organized training program to where we could present it to the fire and first responders and police so that they can make the necessary choices they need to properly protect the environment and the people involved in the incidents.
I think the participants got a lot out of this thing. I talked to them, I stood back, I looked at their participation, I was looking at how they responded to the hands-on. We looked at many different vehicles, we looked at CNG, LNG, looked at the hybrid cars, we looked at flex fuel cars. I think, you know, as a participant myself, I intentionally stayed out of the instructor role, and I was a student myself here, so I could kind of see from a student's eyes how things are going, and I know I learned a whole lot.
We had an opportunity these last couple of days not only to look down into a vehicle that you would do, but they were up on lists. We could see underneath what's going on, and oh yes, they want to know more. Boy, you should have seen them out there. Well, you were crawling under the vehicles and understanding how the things work and all that. I mean, it was exciting. How much different it really is. How do you dismantle an electric vehicle? What does it mean, ethanol, and how does that play into the role of a first responder? This sort of emphasizes that, and since it covers all the fuels, I think we can be real proud of our first responders and how they are grasping this. And how do these fellows and gals know what to do when they arrive on the scene to protect your children and my children?
We just went outside to look at an F-150 flex fuel vehicle and a biodiesel Jeep Liberty. And so they were very enthusiastic about seeing, you know, hands-on the vehicle and what they need to do. The instructor had already gone through the modules for those vehicles, so for them to be able to go out and actually look at them was even that much better for them. After they started seeing the vehicles close up firsthand, they're really excited about this.
It's become a passion over the last probably 6 months, and seeing the differences There's many things that are the same, but there's new things out there that I don't think most first responders are aware of. And what we're looking to do and what this program is all about is bringing the level of awareness up of those first responders so that when they do come to an incident where there's an alternative fuel vehicle, they're aware of the safety issues that are concerned with that vehicle, whether it be electricity or the ethanol or whatever hybrid technology is out there. I think the emergence of this technology right now is changing the way we as first responders need to do business when we go in and start assessing these vehicles. There's some extra steps and things that we need to do to make sure that those vehicles are safe, not only for us and the people we work with, but also the people that we're trying to help.
Training has been extremely helpful. Police agencies are moving toward alternative fuel vehicles, and there's a lot to learn in this type of training about it. I don't believe it really has hit all the police agencies, fire departments, first responders that these vehicles are coming. The sooner we learn and get a handle on them, I think the more comfortable they'll feel when they have to respond to a scene where an alternative fuel vehicle was involved.
As a police officer for many years, I responded to things, crashes and so forth, when probably some of these were, but I didn't know it. Fortunately, I didn't have to put my hands on it. The record drivers and the firemen did. But yeah, it gives me a whole new appreciation for it at this point.
I think it's important for Clean Cities coordinators to learn about first responder training, to learn about the importance of it. And since we're the on-the-ground people in our area, I think it's important for us to be able to coordinate these trainings with our fire chiefs, with our police chiefs, in our stakeholder groups.
Nicely laid out, good size plans, good size course. Again, the access to the material after the course is over, like through online sources or handouts, very critical, particularly to me, because I'm going to go home to a county and disperse this knowledge further. For helping about 250 first responders find information like this, and now I have a source to go to give them answers that I didn't have until today.
I think it's very in-depth. It's covering the information that they need to have. The curriculum itself that was put together by the National Alternative Fuels Training Consortium is right on. From what I've understood from the comments that are being made from the first responders, it doesn't leave a lot of room for questioning, but if there are questions, the answers are right there ready for them. So I think this is a really good curriculum for this class.
I definitely recommend this training to others. It's important to be informed on what's out on the road.
Yes, would I recommend this training for other people? Absolutely.
I think this training is going to take some of the myths out of electric vehicle or hybrid vehicles. It's going to give people better information on how to deal with those incidents. And so when we come across your vehicle, if it were in heaven forbid, some sort of an incident, people aren't going to stand back and go, oh my gosh, it's an electric car, I don't know what to do. They should now have the tools and the skills, the knowledge and the training to go in there and properly assess the vehicle, therefore being able to get to the patient sooner and providing a safer environment for everybody to work within and also for us to treat. And just from some of the comments from some of the students in the classroom, they told me, hey, I'm going to bring this back to my people. I'm going to share this information with them so that they're better prepared to deal with these types of emergencies. And I think really this first responder training, that's the goal, is to get this information out and get it general knowledge so everybody is aware of those incidents. And when we come across them, we're able to deal with them.